Today I'm going to teach you an easy way to land so much more frequently in sparring or your fights. Tomorrow is July 4th and we are having a sale at Strike Ready Combat where you can grab my offense course and my defense course for a 67% savings, down from $300 to just $99. You're going to learn how to develop a really strong defense where you don't feel gun shy, where you can block shots, counter back, use all the different forms of defense that are available, and your offense skills are just gonna jump because I'm gonna teach you exactly how I won these belts behind me, the strategies, the techniques, the game plans, which I used. Link down below, Strike Ready Combat, head over there and check out the sale. Now we are talking today about the half beat on the attack, something that makes you land so much more frequently. Now, what do I mean when I say half beat? Before we get into actually showing you how you can utilize these in very specific combinations. Well, when we think of a metronome, if you've ever played an instrument before, a metronome kind of keeps the pace for you. It's like boom, 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 a consistent pace so that you know exactly how fast you're gonna play. Now, if we start picking that metronome pace up and we have a consistent pace, that's very often what we're doing when we throw combos. We're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? There's a fairly steady beat. What we are looking to do is get 2 attacks in that time. Now, normally that doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Because it keeps us far too exposed. If I said, throw your jab cross, but instead of going 1, 2, kind of go like that, obviously I'm way too open. You can't do that. Or if I do that normally with a kick or something, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go 1 to 2, but it's gonna be really fast. It's just so sloppy, right? You can't have this shoulder forward and this kick going forward. But there are a few combinations that break that rule that work so well. And that's what I wanna focus on today. These ones where instead of going 1, 2, 3, we can kind of go ba-bum and catch somebody off guard, because if they bite on the first technique, and that's the important part, they have to bite on the first technique, they have to believe it's coming. But if they go to defend here, the next one is gonna land because it's coming too quick before they can make the adjustment. So what are these combos? Let's get straight into them. I have numerous ones that really work well for me. The first one, and the most basic probably, the one that is utilized by so many people, that does work so well, is a jab to an inside low. Now, if I do it in numerous ways, kind of jab and then skip my feet, or jab and then shuffle my feet, it doesn't work. That's not that quick half beat. But as we slide up with our back leg, if we throw now, we can get this really fast technique as opposed to something like that. So you can play around with that. You use the first shot just as a disguise to set up the inside low. And personally, I like to leave that jab, once it's connected, out there a little bit with the palm extended so that if they throw a straight punch, no problem. Right in there. Something like that works beautifully. The next one that I want to show you is a cross to a high round kick. We've talked about this on the channel before, but I want to cover it again. I'm coming from here, and I'm not bothering with a full rechamber and then throwing my high kick. I'm actually starting my high kick as my punch is going out and landing it. So it's again that, not 1, 2, but 1, 2. That one works beautifully. The only thing that you have to often do before is scare them on something down the middle, right? I maybe throw a couple straight punches, I throw a straight, and then I come up and around. Beautiful, beautiful combo, which works so often. Now the reverse of that also works. When I say reverse, I mean round kick to the cross. But again, if I put my foot down and then throw with big power, it doesn't have that half beat. So what I'm looking to do first is not to rotate my body as I normally would, because now from here there's no cross power. I keep my chest fairly square, I don't pivot much, and then from there, I come up the middle. That one again works beautifully. I can come between this one and a little lower on the kick That one, smooth transition back and forth to really confuse somebody. And if you're already a big fighter who a fighter who likes big crosses or big round kicks, now coming between these starts to really mess with this guy's head. Now here's another one that I played with years ago, years and years ago, which I land in sparring, but I don't very often throw in fights. It's as I throw my cross, I drop my weight a little bit and I draw my knee up. And it's a cross to a front kick off the back leg. Now I'm really having to jam this knee really tight to my body because I'm already within this range. Coming to the front kick feels a little jammed. But if I get in really tight, here I kind of crouch my weight down as I cross, it gives me that extension. It was a Thai fighter, I think from Simbi Gym. The guy who owned Simbi Gym. I think it was him who did it. And he was out of a southpaw stance. So he'd be going, and coming up the middle and just knocking people clean on their back. And we started adding that into our pad work. Very successful with it in sparring. Just having to make sure that you really crouch and tuck this knee in tight so that you can get that push through at that tighter distance. So if you play around with those in your shadow boxing or your bag work, or even better, you have a pad holder who can actually hold for those. It's a little bit difficult for most people because they're not very comfortable with having to deal with two things at once, right? They can't go cross to round kick. They kind of have to have this hand up here for the cross, this one here for the round kick, and kind of be like, oh, and it's a little bit scary. But if you have a pad holder who can do that, that's great. If not, you just add all these into your shadow boxing and move around, tap, tap. Go back to normal work, tap, tap. Moving around, maybe give them a front kick, a cross, tap, tap. The harder one to do midair is coming from that round kick to that cross, just boom, but you just have to control. You have to control the round kick, and that's what you're doing when you throw on somebody anyway. You're not aiming through. It's all a setup. So you just boom, come like this, do the thing that I always tell you not to, rotate your right shoulder back a little bit as you throw the round kick. That's normally terrible technique, but because we're loading up for the cross, it doesn't matter. And you can note that this leg can kind of shoot out a little bit as opposed to just coming down. Boom, boom, and then reset. I find that gives me more power. So play around with those. If you can start getting them in sparring, that's even better. And I think with a little practice, you will have a lot of success and just start landing more frequently. As always, guys, train hard. I'll see you back here very soon.